There was a time when West 38th Street pulsed like Wall Street at noon. Rows of garment racks rolled out daily. Needles hummed. Steam irons never cooled. New York fashion wasn't just designed here, it was born, stitched, shipped. Today, those same streets echo with vacancy. Garment District, once the industrial engine of American fashion, now fades into silence, building by building, seam by seam. No virus caused this collapse. No war. Only time, and policies that chose not to look back. At its peak in the 1950s, the Garment District employed over 323,000 workers, nearly half of New York City's entire industrial workforce. Everything was made here: coats, suits, uniforms, evening dresses. Labels proudly read, "Made in New York," and it meant something. But then came the first unnoticeable stitch. In the 1980s, brands began outsourcing. One by one, cutting tables went quiet. By the time the 2000s arrived, more than 90% of clothing sold in America was being made overseas. Still, a few factories held on. Then, rent doubled. Shipping got faster, and the pressure to sell cheaper never stopped growing. Between 2001 and 2011, the district lost 61% of its remaining jobs in fashion manufacturing. By 2018, fewer than 5,000 garment workers remained. Inside the buildings, a quiet industry tried to survive. Sewers, many of them immigrants from Puerto Rico, Korea, and China, worked 12-hour days on second-hand Juki machines. Designers like Gigi Burris and Cindy Castro rented tiny studios with shared elevators and broken light switches. Each fought to stay in Manhattan, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. "Proximity is everything," Burris said. "You lose your cutter, you lose your margin." But when COVID-19 hit, the fragile balance tipped. Orders vanished, collections were canceled, and in the months that followed, factories shut down quietly, without headlines. Even as global trade resumed, the district did not bounce back. Developers saw opportunity in vacancy. City Hall unveiled the Midtown South mixed-use rezoning plan, an ambitious vision to build over 9,700 housing units across 42 blocks, right on top of the last cluster of fashion production in America. No protection for factories, no incentives to keep sewing machines running, just market forces and silence. By 2024, over 300 small garment businesses had shut down or relocated from the Garment District. And then came the international ripple. Japanese designer Daiki Suzuki, known for his NYC-based brand Engineered Garments, moved his production to Queens, citing rent hikes and disappearing suppliers. Others, from Canada, the UK, South Korea, once drawn by New York's reputation, began pulling out. It wasn't just about fabric anymore. It was about reliability. And New York, for the first time in decades, stopped being reliable. Fashion Week still runs in Manhattan. Runways still glow under stage lights. But the noise behind the curtain, the hum of machines, the call-outs in Cantonese and Spanish, the sharp snip of shears, is gone. The storefronts now host wellness spas, AI co-working hubs, and Pilates studios. The soul of an industry has been sublet. No one declared its death. There was no funeral. Only a city that no longer asked for what it once proudly made. No single law shut down the Garment District, but policy by omission can be just as final. For decades, the city offered no meaningful tax breaks, no rent controls, no infrastructure investment for small garment manufacturers. While tech hubs got funding and media companies won zoning favors, those working with fabric were told, adapt or leave. Then came the Midtown South mixed-use plan. Approved in 2023, it rezoned 42 blocks of Manhattan's last industrial corridor into residential towers and luxury condos. Advocates from the New York Fashion Workforce Development Coalition warned, "There's no mechanism in place to protect garment spaces. We will lose this sector block by block." At the federal level, trade policy never favored domestic sewing. Tariffs on imported textiles fell, but no penalties came for offshoring production. No Buy American incentives for fashion, not even in the post-pandemic reshoring movement. No city official banned garment work. No agency declared the district obsolete. They simply stopped protecting it. And without protection, even legacy unravels. The needles stopped first, then the presses, then the people. Now, along 8th Avenue, mannequins stand dressed but untouched. Storefronts glisten under LED strips, selling nothing. The Garment District was never just about clothes. It was about velocity, about a city that could imagine something at 9 a.m. and ship it by 5. That speed, that self-reliance is gone. And with it, a sliver of what made American industry American. Across sectors, the pattern repeats. Textiles fade, tooling weakens, and now even microchips face the same drift. Export is power, tourism is image, education is trust. Fashion was identity, and when identity is outsourced, what's left might still look like New York, but it won't sound like it won't move like it, and it definitely won't make anything like it.